Hello everyone. We have been discussing the special relationship between banker and customer. We have already seen the obligation of the banker to honor the check of the customer, then obligation to maintain the secrecy, right of general lien, right of set off, and also garnish order. So today we will see next right, that is banker's right of appropriation of payment. So here appropriation refers to allocation of the funds. So here if customer has more than one account, okay, so what does it say over here? If the customer has more than one account, or if or she has more than one loan account, so what is the basic or primary thing which is necessary? That is, the customer must have more than one loan account, and if he deposits the fund into his account, it is the duty of the customer to inform the banker to which account the money should be credited. Okay, if the customer does not intimate, then the question of appropriation arises. Okay, say for example, there is a customer called A. Okay, he is the customer of your bank. He is the customer of your bank, and he has three loan accounts in your bank. Okay, say loan account number 1, then 2, and then 3. Okay, so loan number 3, it is of rupees 50,000. Loan number 2, it is of say 20,000, and loan number 1 is it's of rupees say 30,000. Okay, so now what happens, one fine day A will come to you and he will give you rupees 50,000. Okay, he will come to you and give 50,000, and he does not give you any instruction to which loan account the amount is to be credited. Okay, so as a banker, what you will find that this particular 50,000, it is very necessary in loan number 3, that is account number 3, that is loan account number 3. You'll find that here it is much needed, so that's why what you will do, you will credit this 50,000 into loan number 3 account. Okay, now what happens, A comes after 3 days to you and asks, what did you do with the funds? So you will say, I credited the 50,000 to account number 3, that is loan account number 3. Okay, now what will A say? No, you shouldn't have done that. You had to credit 30,000 to loan account number 1 and 20,000 to loan account number 2. Okay, so what will he do? A will go to the court and file a case against you. Okay, you means who? You are the banker now. So he will file a case against you. So what will be the court's decision? The court's decision will be in the favor of banker only. Okay, not in the favor of A. Okay, why? Because A did not give any instruction to the banker regarding the settlement of this particular amount. He did not say to which account this amount is to be credited. So here the banker is having the right of appropriation. Okay, so here whenever this particular amount is deposited, okay, this right of appropriation, it is applicable only if the customer is having two or more loan account. Okay, if he is one having one loan account, it does not apply. So here it is necessary that the customer must have two or more loan account. Okay, so whenever the customer is coming to deposit the money, okay, he has to inform the banker to which account the money is to be credited. Okay, so now here what happens in India, rules relating to appropriation of payment are mentioned in which act? Indian Contract Act 1872. So the appropriation by the debtor or the creditor is as follows. In case if the debtor does not give any instruction to the banker, at that time the banker himself can go for appropriation to whichever account he likes. Okay, so here appropriation can be done either by the debtor or by the creditor. So let's say appropriation by debtor. When money is deposited in the bank by the debtor, it is his duty to inform the banker that money is to be applied to a particular debt. Okay, so the customer can instruct the banker to credit the amount to any account whichever he likes. The banker cannot say, here in this example, banker cannot say you have to deposit the amount in account number 1. He cannot say. Okay, so whichever account the customer is giving the instruction, suppose the customer came and he told you have to deposit the amount in loan number 2. Okay, at that time it is the duty of the banker to deposit this amount or to credit this amount in account number 2 only. The banker cannot act as he likes. Okay, so he must act as per the direction of the customer. Whatever the customer is saying, he has to act as per that only. Okay, so here customer can instruct the banker to credit the amount to any account whichever he likes. Even if one of his account shows debit balance, he can direct to credit the amount to another account which shows a credit balance. Okay, so here next, what, banker should not appropriate the payment against customer's instruction. Appropriation is a right primarily of a debtor and of for his benefit. Okay, so it is a right which belongs to debtor then to creditor. Okay, that is, in simple, right of appropriation is nothing but whenever a person is having two or more accounts, and when he come loan accounts, when he comes to deposit the funds, he has to give the instruction, or it is his duty to instruct or direct the banker to which account it is to be credited, and the banker has to credit the amount in that account only and not to any other account. Okay, next comes appropriation by creditor. Okay, so who is creditor over here? Banker is the creditor over here. Okay, so banker is the creditor, the one who takes the loan, he is a debtor. So when money is paid by the customer to the banker, but debtor does not make any specific appropriation. Okay, so in this case what happens, the debtor came and deposited some money, he did not give any instruction to the banker where the amount is to be credited or to which loan account this particular money is to be allocated or settled. Okay, he does not give any instruction to the banker. In such cases, what will the bank do? Banks can appropriate and apply the payment even to time barred debt. Okay, so time barred debt, it is simple. So these are those debts, the date for which to repay that debt is already over. Okay, so time barred debt we will study later. Okay, in this class only we will study in detail. So here the banker can even apply for time barred debts also. Next we'll see, here after making an appropriation, banker must inform the customer as to how he has appropriated the payment. Now suppose if the debtor did not give any instruction to which loan account it is to be credited. Okay, debtor did not give any instruction to which loan account it is to be credited. So after appropriation or after allocation of the fund, the banker has to inform. Okay, the banker must tell the customer to which account the amount was deposited, okay, or credited. So in this example, A had three account. Okay, 1 2 3. So now the banker, what did he do? Since A did not give any instruction, what did banker do? He deposited the entire 50,000 to loan number 3 account. So after making this appropriation, he has to inform Mr. A saying that whatever amount was deposited by you, it is credited to loan account number 3. Okay, so that is what banker's right of appropriation. Okay, next comes the banker's right to charge interest. Okay, so here banker has an implied right to charge interest on loans and advances to the customer. So whenever debtors or customers take loan from the bank, what will the bank charge? Interest. Okay, so bank will charge interest along with the principal amount. So generally, the right to charge interest may be expressed in the form of agreement. Okay, so here first only they will make an agreement regarding what is the rate of interest which is to be paid with the loan. So your interest may be either simple interest or it may be compound interest. Okay, for regular payment, if the loan is paid regularly, that is on the given period of time, at that time banks will charge simple interest, or else they will go for compound interest. Okay, so here as per the custom and rules, customer has to pay interest once in a quarter. Okay, quarterly they have to make the payment. If the customer fails to pay the interest quarterly, okay, they have to pay the interest when quarterly. Okay, they have to pay it quarterly, that is once in a quarter they have to make the payment. If they fail to make the payment, okay, if they fail to make the quarterly payment, then that interest will be added to the principal, and for the period interest is charged on total principal. So it amounts to what? It amounts to compound interest. Okay, now say for example 1 lakh rupees taken. Okay, 1 lakh rupees taken as loan. Okay, so 1 lakh rupees taken as loan by the customer. Say the customer has to pay 3000 as interest. Okay, but what happens now? The customer fails to pay the interest. At the time of calculation of interest for the next time, the interest will be calculated not on 1 lakh, but it will be calculated on 1 lakh 3000 rupees. Okay, getting the point? So here actually it was on 1 lakh, but since the customer did not pay the interest of rupees 3000, what will the banks do? All the nationalized banks, what they will do? They will charge the interest on 1 lakh 3000 rupees. Okay, so on this particular amount they will charge certain rate of interest. Then bankers right to charge incidental charges. So banker has the right to charge commission or incidental charges for service rendered to the customer. Okay, so it is the implied right, or it is implied that whatever services the bankers are giving to the customer, the banker is going to charge some commission, or they are going to charge some incidental charges. Okay, so here you can take the example. Suppose if you did not maintain the balance, okay, if your minimum balance is not maintained in your bank, what will the banks do? They will charge what? Interest. Okay, that is yearly they will cut some charges from your account. Suppose if you are using debit card, that is your ATM cards, every year they will charge some interest or some service charges. Okay, so that is what incidental charges or right for commission. So it is the implied duty of the bank. Okay, you can take the example, like suppose if you are not going to carry out the transaction in the bank, at that time also the bank is going to cut the incidental charges from your account if you don't maintain balance and all. Maybe you people are well versed with this. Okay, so maybe we know, all of us know, we will get a message whenever amount is been debited from our account. Okay, why? Because of not, maybe because of not maintaining the balance, so and so on. Okay, so that is what right for incidental charges or commission. Then law of limitation. So according to Indian Limitation Act 1963, debt becomes time barred if it is not repaid. Okay, kindly make it as repaid within 3 years from date of contract or due. It means that creditor does not take, sorry, creditor cannot take any legal action against the debtor after the expiry of 3 years from the date of due or contract. Okay, kindly make the correction over here, it is years. Okay, and here it is repaid, not relayed, it is repaid. Please make a correction. Okay, so here what does Indian Limitation Act says? Suppose if a debt is not repaid within 3 years. Okay, suppose if you have taken debt on 2021. Okay, say 1st Jan 2021, after 3 years, okay, if you did not repay it, it will be called as time bar debt. That is, the creditor cannot claim or cannot go and take legal action. The creditor cannot file a case against you for the recovery of this particular amount. Okay, so what happens here? Suppose whatever the amount you have taken, as per the Indian Limitation Act, you have to repay your debt within 3 years period. Okay, within 3 years period you have to make the payment. Suppose there is a bank and you are the customer of the bank. You have taken a loan of rupees 20,000 from the bank. Now for 3 years you did not repay the loan. Okay, for continuously 3 years you did not repay, you did not respond, and even the banker did not take any action against you. That is, the banker did not go to the court and did not file the case. So once when 3 years are over, okay, so after the due date the 3 years are over, at that time banker cannot go to the court or cannot take any legal action against you. Okay, against you, because once the expiry date is over, that is after 3 years are over, it is not applicable. That is, your debt is considered as your debt will be considered as time bar debt, and it cannot be recovered from the customer. Okay, so that is your law of limitation. But in case of mortgage, for all loans it is 3 years, for mortgage loan it is 12 years of time. Okay, so that is your law of limitation. So this much is enough for the day. If you are having any doubts relating to the subject, you can ask me. Okay, thank you, have a nice day.